Hi, thanks for checking out my newest free Ableton instrument. In this video, I'll run through the capabilities of this instrument I built from an 8-bit toy sample. Let's give it a quick listen first. The download link is in the description of this video, or just head over to lynchaudio.com and visit the Presets and Patches section. After downloading the project, unzip it, open it, and save the rack to your own library by clicking the save icon at the top of the instrument. Now, the sound of the synth I built sounds quite different from the original sample because it's derived from a very small portion of the original sound. Notice the timeline as I zoom in on the sample I used. You can see we're talking about hundredths of a second here, basically one cycle of a waveform. By looping this incredibly small cycle in a sampler, you're basically creating a new oscillator with the unique characteristics of the sound itself. There are some great tutorials out there on this technique, but I'm not going to get into that level of detail any further. I'll just show you the capabilities of the rack itself. So notice how I have two samplers in the rack. One is called Synth High Octave and one is called Synth Low Octave. They're an octave apart, and together they provide a fuller sound. Here's what the synth sounds like with none of the other parameters tweaked. At its most basic, the rack actually sounds pretty cool if you just solo the high octave synth and play that alone. Check it out. Okay, so let's unsolo that and start getting into the other parameters. Almost all of these macro controls deal with the pitch envelope section of both the high and low octave synths. First, the pitch envelope macro controls the pitch envelope range. Notice that the values are negative for the high synth and positive for the low synth, meaning that the high synth sound sounds like it's falling and the low synth sound sounds like it's rising. It creates a really cool effect. Let's hear what that sounds like when we tweak this parameter. The next macro does a couple things. It moves up the attack phase of the pitch envelope, making it occur more slowly, and it also increases the volume of the filter delay device that is on both the high and the low synth. Let's hear what that sounds like. The next two macros work together. Pitch envelope mode toggles through the pitch envelope loop mode, and the PE retrigger changes the note value at which the envelope repeats. I encourage you to use the info view to read through what these options are, but let's hear what they sound like when I just mess around with the parameters. So that's the instrument. It can be as simple as a unique sounding raw oscillator or an intense riser and faller. Hope you enjoy and stay tuned for more free racks.